Welcome to the journey. I'm Corey, and together we shatter the illusion together. And you're listening on Oneness Talk Radio today on this beautiful beginning of September. And wow, what a powerful cycle we've been in. And boy, we've been busy. And I know all of you have with the energy and everything we're doing in all of our lives. And it takes a good hand on the heart and a deep breath. To really find our centers in this time of super amplification. Oh my gosh, it's been wild. It's been a powerful moon cycle, one that I'll never forget. And solar flares coming at us like crazy, and feeling that buzz of the sun and the moon and the stars and the cosmos and the earth and the wind and the fires and you name it, the rain, the floods. It's all here. It's all here right now. And I hope you're doing well and making your way through this time of really being tested and taking that step to continue the journey and just keep going, like the angels are always talking about. You just keep going, right? And so here we are in this really amazing, amped up time, and many moments are having to come back to the heart, breathe, check in, get outside, put the feet in the dirt and in the grass, and just really feel the energy you're made of, and know that when it gets tough, it's just a blink, a cosmic eye, right? And we're on to the next. So just being easier on ourselves and not beating ourselves up when we think maybe we're slipping backwards or whatever it is you're experiencing. I know that I've been through a lot of trying moments in the last, let's say 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, let's say probably 4 weeks, this whole moon cycle, I would say. And there's been many moments where stuff came up, different things from the past for Bria and myself. And if those of you that know myself and Bria, we have moved to the Big Island. We left Ecuador and came to live on the Big Island of Hawaii, which we both spent a lot of time out here in the Pacific and on this most beautiful island. And yeah, we're back. And gosh, I looked up today and looked at this little sliver of moon that was out there and just thought, wow, all under this moon. So much has happened. So much is going on. It's like stack it up, right? Stack up the energy and see if you can handle it. And so, yeah, we can handle it. Of course we can handle it. And I think I know that it's just practice. It's really windy here today on the Big Island, but it's just practice to be able to hold the energy and that peace and that knowing that you are a being of divine love and light, and that every moment is another moment to practice being that still center of balance. I got the cross on here today, the perfect still center of balance, the equilateral cross. And so we're all able to get to that place, and so many things happening. It's just been a wild ride. And just an update from Bria and myself. For those of you who know Bria and myself, we moved back on the Big Island, just like I had said, and we really chose this location on the Big Island because it's really in that sacred ley line of the 19.5, and it's really the home of the Aloha Spirit. And if you're not sure what Aloha Spirit is just coming forward with the heart, really just the heart-centered vibration, the greeting, the holding space, just for the good, And so I can assure you that the Aloha Spirit is alive and well here in Hawaii. And so we're here, and the heart has really been called us back, and we've been in deep connection with this upwelling of creation energy here with that, with the volcanoes and everything, and the goddess Madame Pele, and holding that fiery vibration, which is really in connection with the Shiva energy. It's that purification, it's that destruction and recreation, and the regrowth and rebirth, all those good things. And so we're really enjoying that, and just really in that abundance and manifestation principle. And like I said, the Shiva energy is really profound, and with the Pele, it's really the same vibration. We really sit on the fire. We sit on that creation here on the island, and we all sit on it. We all connect with it. We're our first chakra, and that Shakti energy, and so a lot going on, huh? And so we've spent a lot of time connecting with the volcano, going there and taking long hikes and getting out on the lava fields and really connecting with the new earth, that new laid out foundation that's being put down. And we're seeing it actually in real time. We did when the lava flows were flowing a while back, and now it's a little bit quieter. We've had a lot of earthquakes in that area. So she's alive and well, I can assure you. And so we've been taking a lot of time to connect with the earth and with the Pele and the Shivas, and really feeling that creation principle, that flowing, that manifestation of that protoplasmic flow and projection energy that we get to enjoy here on the earth. And we have our ability to participate in that and put our order in, so to say, and doing a lot of that and manifesting, and we're like I said, connecting with the volcano, and then going to the very top of the mountain, of the tallest peaks on the planet, from the sea floor to the top, and touching the cosmos with our fingers. It felt like when we were up there, and it was like you feel like you could just touch the Milky Way, and just really doing that earth to heaven, heaven to earth connection. And because I really feel that's what's happening. We're bringing that heaven to earth as a way of looking at it. And so it's been a most profound time. And Bria and I have manifested some things that we had asked for, and we're living on a farm now, and an organic farm of 10 acres and lots of fruit and veggies. And we're off grid and able to watch the sun shine and charge our batteries and play with that. And we really feel like we're living in that new earth model, and being extremely gentle with the planet, and feeling her and loving her, and doing our best to meditate so we can a lot, and do our practices so we can really lift above the earth and not damage the beautiful landscape. And so doing our best just to be gentle with the planet, and reducing our waste, and doing all that kind of stuff, which has been a dream for us. And Bria living in Ecuador, and me in California, and great places, and we're just really enjoying being here in Hawaii. And we've had our challenges, boy. We've definitely had our challenges, one thing after another, but we've gotten through it. We've been asked to up-level ourselves, and it's been, a challenge here, a challenge there. And every time it happened, it was just more of a like, oh, I wasn't seeing that before, the egoic recognition, or the recognition of the egoic presence that's there, and just really working on healing that. And really, like I said, really getting into the earth and feeling that. And as we've been doing that, we've been connecting with the planet, and then feeling the vibration of the island we're on, and this emerald green energy that we sit on. It's like an emerald in the Pacific Ocean, and of blue cosmic frequency. And we've been sending out energy around the planet, and holding space for all the challenging moments that are out there, and just holding presence. And this presentation, or not presentation, but the journey here, this today is really about just being here and support. And I'm feeling a lot of support from Self-Ascension community, and many communities of light, and family and friends. And those are really are looking at the new earth paradigm and calling it in, and holding steady, and keeping the flow going. And so we've been really working on sustainability, and practicing like biointensive farming, just really getting in the dirt, and working with sustainable energy systems, and cooking foods that resonate at a high frequency. And at some point we want to do some cooking videos, and some meditation videos from the different landscapes here in Hawaii. So that's coming, but we've been able to manifest a place on a farm, and really connecting with some great people, and really getting into the community and enjoying, even though we have our challenges with the COVID and things like that. But there's a lot of high spirited people, a lot of people worried, and because of this virus, and just doing our best to hold presence and support during this time. And as we were challenged, we watched many others and around the planet being challenged. And it was interesting at first. I was like, man, this is really an amplification. I was one day, I think it was the day that the ejections from the sun were coming, and I didn't know it. I didn't read up on it or anything, and I just was feeling like my whole being was just vibrating, and I almost couldn't relax. It was just so like I could not settle in. And so I had to really ground and get on the earth and feel the grass under my feet and really connect. And I even had a lot of tension around the head. So I noticed a lot of resistance energy around the head. And so working on clearing that. And I have a couple practices here today that really help with that, because I get the tension headaches and the sinus headaches, and usually around the third eye. And using a practice I just learned recently, as well as another practice from the Self-Ascension practices that are both really helping, because there's so much energy coming in right now, and opening the crown up is so important because there's just so much coming in. And if we're in resistance, then we suffer. It's more pain. It's a frequency that have to be dialed into, especially in different points of the body. So that can be challenging. And so I know many are experiencing this as medical issues, and frozen energy turning into manifestations, and sometimes something as simple as a cold to something serious as cancer and things like that. So we're here to be supportive of our community and talk about practices, and just be present for this beautiful new moon that's coming up. I'm really excited about. It's been this past moon has really been it's been about that choice and coming into that awareness. There's an amazing time. I can feel it coming. I can feel the new moon coming, that new cycle, and watching this moon wind down and looking forward to the next one. And what I've really noticed is it's been about surrender. And often on the show, I like to talk about the 4 pillars of self-ascension. And one of those is surrender. And surrender is one of those that's more of a relaxing into. It's like, it's not a giving up. Some people think of like surrender as like, oh, I surrender, I give up. No, it's more of a relaxing into who we are, the truth of who we are, and the truth of that we are one with all that is. And so it can be, sometimes it comes to me as like I hit a wall, I hit something really challenging, a lot of friction, and I'm just going against it, and the third chakra is just trying to power through it. And what I realize in that moment, and then I get exhausted because I'm pushing against the current. When I realize that I've hit the wall, and that I'm really needing just to relax into it, listen more, take a break, take a day off if possible, at least just take a moment, get in the water, get on a walk, take that extra meditation that day, whatever it is, get in the practices, just stop everything we're doing, and just be with ourselves. And it's funny how we put all this pressure on ourselves and different reasons. And I know I'm definitely guilty of that one. If I don't use the word guilty, but definitely pushing. And then all these energies are around me telling me that I have to do these things. I have to do it, or the world's going to end. And it's not true. It's like, you can stop what you're doing. You can take a moment, and we do have the ability to make choices. And this last month has been about choice. And I had a few of those moments, and Bree and I both, and many that I know, had to make that choice and to just really, really focus within, really go within, because it's all about going within right now. And as we go within and get right with what it is that need to be healed, and the traumas and the dramas from the past, and get right with that with some, whatever it is we're doing, it's whether it's forgiveness work and meditation, or listening to some really great music, and getting in the water and moving the body, a little Tai Chi, whatever it is, it's getting us more into that stillness moment, more into that now moment where we're consciously creating through our heart and our soul. And rather than just being on that autopilot, which is just the norm, kind of the norm on the planet for the most part. That's how we all pretty much grew up. You're on the autopilot. We have all our belief systems around us, and rigid belief systems that tell us we have to do it this way and that way. And so we're in a new time, aren't we? We're really in a beautiful new time. And not to say doesn't have challenges, but there's so much energy movement that as we move our energy and sustain practice and really focus inward, then everything is able to come out. It's able to purge out to where we can see it and look at it and work with it, and then love ourselves through it, and not be hard on ourselves. it's really important that we're not, beating ourselves up because we didn't do this or do that, or it's important that we just be present with what's happening. And I practice that a lot myself, because a lot of times I that was how I motivated, and most of us would motivate in the society is by whipping ourselves, and telling us that we're not good enough or whatever it is. So it's great to really appreciate the body and ourselves and just be present to what's happening. And I know sometimes it sounds crazy because we live in such a fast-paced, busy society, but it's really a moment to really know that it has to be. I mean, it's important that we be able to focus within. Otherwise, it could be a lot more challenging. I'll just say it that way. And so in this context of really of surrender, and not the surrender, the relaxing into, when something's not working, it's just like pull out, pull back, reflect upon it, write a little bit. That's what I've been doing: writing, reflecting, thinking, seeing, meditating, visioning how it can be done differently, and then reapplying at a different time, or if possible. I think especially in with this outside environment that is energetically maximized to the, there's just so much happening, and so and really relaxing that need to control. That's a huge one, and I know we've all had our moment with that one. Pushing and getting it all done and getting things taken care of, and there comes a moment where we can just let it be for a minute. And so it's kind of like we're in training. We're in training. We're in training to handle more flow of crystal and light through our bodies. And I noticed that the resistance points in myself, like I was talking about the head area. I felt so much tension all the way from my sinus cavities, all the way back, all the way around my head, like a crown. And it was so tense that there was times where I felt like I couldn't relax it. It was so holding on to old ways of being. And so, yeah, like I said, I got to practice to share today, and maybe it's familiar to some and maybe not. And so just really training to let go, and just relaxing the ego's need to have to do it perfectly is a really good one. I know the third chakra can be really overwhelming really overrun, or just pushing too hard on ourselves. And it's good to know that we can come and we can put a hand on that area and just say, okay, it's okay, relax, you're okay, we're going to be fine, time to settle down, and settle the chakra down a little bit, and just give it some love from those beautiful hands, and just putting them on that chakra, and taking a hand to the heart, and then another one to the third chakra. Because the third chakra just a lot of times just wants to perform, power over. I had a moment the other day where I was just in a hurry, and it was in the garden, and I had this branch that was in my way, and I just got really rough with it and just cracked it over, and it just I realized after I did it that was kind of how I used to do things. I would just get frustrated and rather than, if the branch needs to be removed, asking the tree and then slowly cutting it nicely so that it can actually grow the skin back over it. So you cut it a certain distance from the actual trunk itself, and then you cut it, and then it's able to cover itself. Otherwise, we just hack it off, break it off. The tree has a tough time healing, and then disease and different things can set in and on the tree. And so I end up cutting it nicely later, but I just realized that it was that third chakra, just like, get it done, conquer, I need to get it done, and I don't have any time, all that push and that old way of being, and conquer and destroy, don't want to be that way anymore. Definitely want to really talk to the trees, take time, sweep with presence, what is it? Chop wood and carry water with presence, and so that takes practice, and for me especially, and because it's just a go, been taught to just go, get it done now, or it's never going to get done, the things we tell ourselves. It's interesting. And so really a big one I've been feeling, and I'm sure you guys are feeling it, is just like to letting go of the need to know, or to know more than another. That's kind of been something that we've grown up in our society with too, and really knowledge can be really handy, and I use it all the time in my work and different things. But to really let go of some of the need to know based on, the wounding of the ego needing to be better than something else. And like I said, knowledge can be handy, and it's really a need, to release the need to know more than another can really bring in a greater awareness of letting that go, and really bring in the allness and the oneness of wisdom, where knowledge is great, and then wisdom is amazing, when wisdom comes in, and talking about this third eye and this crown chakra today a lot, and just opening up, because that is the wisdom chakra, right? This is the wisdom land up here. This is where the energy and the downloads and the connections with all of it is, and so all this book smarts and things like that, yeah, handy, but not everything. So I can appreciate the wisdom, and so I'm working on that myself, is just bringing in more of that wisdom, and I think that's part of taking care of our environment, our earth, our animals, the things around us. And when we have the wisdom to slow down and know that we can get the same amount of work done, but it can be done in a different time, in a different time warp, or a different what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, but it's just when we are calm and we are focused and our passion's there, we get help. It's quantum time. It's a different. There's less friction, and so things just flow better. It's a grace that I've been noticing when I do slow down and take that moment to just really be in that moment. And so that's a lot of fun. I'm working on that, and and so I know many people have been having these the tension around the head, and the headaches, the migraine, the sinus headaches. It's all in this third eye and the crown area. And I found a lot of relief and relaxing of this head area and the third eye and the crown to receive more energy without the resistance of the body and all the congestion and the densities. And being in harmony with the body means relaxing enough to understand that there are places that we're still holding more of a dense energy there, and that to relax into that, and to use practices, and of course drinking a lot of pure water, and hydration, formulas, coconut water, whatever you can get, good amounts of good old-fashioned water, and getting in water is always a good thing. Salt water bath, or even just a pan with some salt and putting your feet in there, that fluidness will help release the rigidity of the old landscape of the body and density as we move in, as the body is more in that high frequency energy. Now there's kind of that after effect that we can feel, and can be uncomfortable, painful, it can be downright excruciating, depending on what we're dealing with and what congestions are there, and so for me it's been sinus headaches and tension headaches and things like that. And so relaxing and relaxing the body so the congestions can release, and bringing attention to those places. And so one of the practices that really helped me, and this came from Donna Gates, and she has a practice called crown pulling. And basically you start right here at the third eye and just put a little pressure and just pull it all the way back to your temples, and then come up a little bit higher in the forehead near that star consciousness area. And then you just go 2 inches right down the hairline, and make sure you're breathing. And it's just like you're parting your hair, and you're breathing in just 2 or 3 inches from the center. And you just do that all the way across the crown. So, all your fingers start in the center, pull away about 2 or 3 inches. Back of the head, breathing in and out. Crown pulling. It's pulling it open. It's releasing tension in the physical part of the body. The back of the head, same thing. You just go all the way down. We're going to go all the way down to the base of the neck. At the base of the head here, right in the middle, and pulling it away 2 inches down to the base of the neck. And then you pull that last part at the very bottom of the neck So you're in the center, you just pull away from the spine about 2 or 3 inches, and then you wrap your hands right there on your shoulders, and you just take a moment and breathe. And then you bring both hands to your heart and take 3 inhales and exhales. And there we have it. So it's called crown pulling, and I'll just demonstrate just a quick version of it. Take your 4 fingers right to the third eye, and you just put pressure, almost like a massage, and just pull it back, pull it open to your temples. And then you do that. You don't have to do it all the way up to your temples at the top. Just the top, you just pull it back like 3 inches from the center. That, back of the head, and just follow it all the way down, getting all of your skull, opening up that crown chakra, all the way down to the base of the neck. Pull that away, and then you hold your arms like this. You take a breath. And then you can do this, or you can do this, and a few breaths around that. Drink of the water if you got it. So yeah, crown pulling by Donna Gates. A really good one. That's actually one of the ones that Bria Rose learned in her workshop. And I've been using it because I've had sinus headaches for as long as I can remember, and been getting more of a sinus/tension headache lately. So that practice has really helped. And you can do that. Highly recommend it first thing in the morning when you're in bed, and then do it several times throughout the day. If you remember, if you can have a chance to do it several times, especially if you're experiencing any kind of headaches, tension in the head, sinus headaches, any of that stuff. Really effective. And it's great because it's really pulling open, releasing the tension up here so we can have flow from the divine pouring into us from that wisdom. And so wisdom, what a beautiful thing that is, right? To have all that wisdom and to have on board and for the journey. And where we are shattering the illusion, and it takes practice, it takes dedication, it takes surrender, it takes commitment, and so, yeah. So crown pulling, remember that one if you like, if that's helpful for you. And the other one, of course, one of the Self-Ascension practices from Sri Ram Ka and Master Lady Kira Ra. One of the ones they brought in many years ago was the Merkaba of the face through the Archangelics, which releases negative projection energies around the head. So what I've been doing is doing the crown pulling first, and then finish with the Merkaba of the face. And so the Merkaba of the face, if you're not really familiar, basically what you do, I'll show a picture here, in a second. And basically what you do is you have 2 pyramids, and you have an upside down pyramid that comes where the base of the upside down pyramid is right in alignment with your eyes. So it comes out like this, and then it comes down to the point right at your truth chakra at the neck. And then the other pyramid base is at your mouth, and it goes out, and then it comes up to the star consciousness right here. And I'll just show you a picture. This is a picture that I got from, I think, Master Lady Kira Ra made up a while back. And it's Master Lanto doing with the Merkaba of the face. You can see those lines in there. There we go. Yeah. Sorry for the low tech. And so, yeah, there's Master Lanto, and you can see how the lines of energetic pyramids that are there. You got one that's upward facing and one that's downward facing, and makes up the Merkaba of the face. And so what we do, and as we set up that, and just you can imagine just building those energetic lines, right? Mouth, and up, right? And then so you have a point here and a point there. And so if you take each hand and take your pointer finger or your middle finger, pointer finger, and you just tap in that area, and then you just, like a switch, you're going to pull in opposite directions like this, and therefore each pyramid, because you have two pyramids, will spin. And so you go ahead and you spin it like that, and you let that Merkaba spin. You breathe. If you need to give it another spin, go for it. Do that. And it spins. Yeah, and letting it spin and letting it cleanse and clear all the congestions of the head. Merkaba of the face. Great self-ascension practice. A great thing to do if we know about, if we're in negative projections ourselves, or we're feeling negative projections, it clears and it protects the area of the head, which is a great thing. And so, yeah, another great practice to release the energy that would impede the flow of that divine love just pouring through us. And as we surrender, it's a surrender. An opening is a surrender, to that soul presence, and so talking about the 4 pillars of self-ascension, and surrender is one of them. And that one really hit me this last month. And we're always working through with ascension of any type. It's, releasing judgment, anchoring unconditional love, and being in union. Those are the 4 steps of self-ascension, or the 4 pillars of self-ascension. To really, if we are following those, and I'm always constantly working on those on a different at a different level. They're always coming in at different layers. I feel like that's how it is with ascension. When you think, a lot of times we think that we've done all the work, or we made it, or whatever it is. There's always those other layers that, as we heal and release those layers, like the layers of the onion, it opens up more energy, or a more, it makes it more available to be seen. So we just release the layers at a time, because if we release them all at once, it would just be a shock. And so it's we have to be kind to our bodies, and because to release all at once would be too much. And so, so releasing the 4 steps of self-ascension, releasing judgment, it's really important to be constantly just observing ourselves. As we lift up into higher frequencies, we can observe if we are finding ourselves judging, and usually if we're judging, it's based on lack of self-love for ourselves, and that's part of the journey, is loving ourselves more, always loving ourselves more. And as we love ourselves more, we can actually be in more of a loving space and unconditional love to the world, where there's no conditionality around that love, right? It's just like, I see you, you're on your path, you're doing this or that. Love, straight up, just from the heart. It doesn't have to be conditional, like we've learned in growing up in density, that love is this and love is that. Well, love in its full capacity is unconditional, and in that heart chakra, and really love for self, and love for partner, which partner could be your soul, and your body, and children, and then the love for the world, right? The global community, and all in ourselves and our communities of light, and just holding space for all that. So releasing judgment's a big one, and I know how that can be when we're so used to doing it, and we've grown up in a place where that's how you got ahead. You judged, and so when we get to a place where we work on it a lot, we get to that discernment where we don't have to have a negative attachment, or an attachment of negativity, I guess, where you're trying to get one over on somebody or be better than them or whatever it is. It's like, then we can look back within and say, okay, why am I doing that? Do I really need to do that? Or why, I don't have to waste my energy doing that anymore, which really frees us up to have connections and capacities for energies of ascension, with higher dimensional frequencies. Otherwise, we're constantly judging, and we're constantly just it holds us, it makes us heavy, and that's the journey, that's the journey. But I know on this show and many others, we're talking about ascension. We're talking about lifting our vibration. We are talking about the new earth. We are talking about, and we're living what we've all, or many of us have seen, the dream of being in the new earth. And I know I have had visions of being in 2022 and really feeling the anchoring of that, and where we take care of each other and we take care of our planet, and we feed each other, and we find equilateral balance between all of us. No hierarchies or need to control. Only the loving vibration of the heart, where there is no rules needed. It's because there's compassion and discernment. And so releasing judgment is such a big one, because it can really, how many, it's like what I've been saying this last month is like, how many opportunities have there been to go further into judgment and separation? There's been tons. I mean, they've just been right there every time. And it's about catching oneself and be like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm getting pulled into that hypnosis. Okay, that's okay. And then we pull ourselves out of it. And to pull ourselves out of the polarity is a huge gift to ourselves and to the planet, which is, and everybody on the planet, because we're evolving. We're moving to this next stage. And all the beings of light and beings of the physical star beings, and so many are here really observing and supporting and watching how we handle this moment. And so it's a good time to really just keep going, keep doing the practices, and keep going. And of course, just continuing to talk about these steps that have been so good to me over the years, and with the steps of self-ascension and unconditional love. Of course, we were talking a little bit about that in the heart, and how we can be there. And of course, it's really releasing. Unconditional love is really releasing of judgment. I mean, if we really can't be in unconditional love unless we release judgment. Otherwise, it's a little bit of love. So if we can work on that together, I'm always working on that and being in that space, even when I'm pulled from side to side and, whatever it is, challenged by whatever it is, that's something that I manifested, needed to work on, and continuing to choose love. I choose love. I choose love because love is what's left after everything else has been released. Love is what's left after letting go of everything you don't need. Love is the foundation, right? Love is the foundation of all energy. Love allows, right? So unconditional love is so important, and it correlates directly with that release of judgment, and it's loving that spirit. A lot of, or it's the loving that spiritualized ego and aligning with the groups that are in separation, and that's the other choice, and so it's good to be aware of those things, and to continue to love, and to love those who are making whatever choice they're making. But to know that if you're committed to lifting, then it's really important to release the judgment, pull ourselves out of the polarity, and know that every being is making the right choice, and surrender. Surrender is the other one. We really have to surrender, and relaxing into the heart, releasing the need to be right, and relaxing into that soul presence, releasing control. Releasing control. I need to control everything. That's a surrender. And traditionally, surrender would be like, I give up, but it's about relaxing into all that you are in your highest space for love. That's how I feel. And of course, the last step in the step self-ascension is be in union, to be in the presence of your body, mind, and soul as they melt into one energy and lift. That is to be in union. Yeah, be in union with yourself, with your vibration, with all that is. It's a beautiful gift to give yourself. Releasing judgment, it's a big one, right? Yeah, releasing judgment, surrendering, being in union, unconditional love, not just love, unconditional. And I know we get challenged, with so much polarity with so much black and white, however you want to say it, positive, negative, pushing and pulling you, sometimes making you feel like, you need to be right, or you need to take this action against another, or whatever it is. It's polarity. It's just polarity. So anyways, I'm just going to finish up here today. A little bit short broadcast today. I started a little late, a little tech trouble getting things going. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish with a little something, a little visualization. So I just want to say namaste, aloha. Thank you for being on the journey with me and on your unique, beautiful path to oneness. And so I'm just going to finish with a little visualization, and we'll see you next week. And you've been listening to The Journey with Corey on Oneness Talk Radio, and a little windy over here trying to. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish by just putting your hands on your heart, taking a deep breath. So, and close your eyes if you feel safe doing so. I'm just going to take us on a little journey to heal all that we need to heal, and be light. And so take another deep breath and close your eyes. And as you notice yourself floating on a cloud, feel yourself on this nice puffy cloud, sitting on there, floating on there, beautiful puffy cloud. And you just feel yourself lifting into the beautiful blue sky, other puffy white clouds. You feel that beautiful blue sky just filling you up with the cosmic blue energy. And notice that there's other beautiful clouds all around. Beautiful. And now I want you to imagine a light above your head. Notice this light that's above your head as you're so softly nestled in this beautiful puffy cloud. There's a light above your head. And as you feel this light above you, see it, know that it's there, you're feeling this 7th chakra tingle, this crown chakra. The top of your head has this kind of like this really nice tickly, tingly feeling. And you feel the light, you see the light, you know it's there, it's really bright. And as you're noticing this, you're also noticing the beautiful clouds, the blue sky, and this light above you is really this gorgeous shaft of divine light coming right on down onto your head, right onto your crown chakra, your exploded crown chakra, that beautiful place of wisdom. Feel that, notice that beautiful shaft of divine light. And as you're feeling this and knowing this is happening, and the tingle, and kind of getting tingled on the top of your head, and notice that as you look out, you see these huge white gloved hands, and they appear with a golden Om symbols on the palms. These beautiful white gloves, beautiful. They're so big, can't miss them. Beautiful white gloved hands appear with this golden Om symbol on the palms. My child, you have suffered enough. Give me your pain, give me your worries, and I will take them from you. They are mine to heal. Place all your pain in my hands. Place all your pain in my hands. Where they're not yours, I will take them. I love you. Suffer no more. I forgive you, and all debts are now paid. Giving all your pain and worries and allowing them to go right into those golden Oms and the white gloves. Place all the pain in those hands. And this gloved being reaches out to you. I love you. Suffer no more. I forgive you. All debts are paid now. Namaste.